still rocking, buddy.
Good,
I'm rocking
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Good morning, sir, or good afternoon. Sorry, good
Well,
afternoon to you.
it's still morning for you, but it
Yes,
is
it is.
indeed early afternoon for me here in Ventnor. And I might add, I believe it's as sunny here today in Ventnor as it appears to be behind you, with those lovely palm trees swaying in the breeze.
But you know where these palm trees are from?
That would be well, that's a W. So is that for a Westin resort somewhere, or is that for somewhere in Hawaii? Where is that from?
That is from a very funny movie called "It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World."
It was a funny movie, and I believe that that employed every known working actor in Hollywood at that time.
Yeah,
but it was pre Morgan Freeman and pre Samuel L. Jackson, where the law was written that Samuel L. Jackson has to appear in every movie ever made since like 1990.
True. And the significance, we already had one person say it in the comments, but the significance of this,
yes,
is this was Harry Snyder's favorite movie, and Harry Snyder famously opened a little place called In-N-Out Burger, which all have cross palm trees in their parking lots. Yeah, so
I never realized that.
Yeah, that is where the In-N-Out cross palm trees come, is from the fact that this was Harry's favorite movie. So, and then
I like that. Yeah. Yes.
So little knowledge bomb there for you, and you didn't care to know, but now you know. So here we are.
And I still don't care to know, but that's besides.
But it doesn't matter, because now you know.
Now I know. Yeah. Harry Snyder.
You'll never go to an In-N-Out again and see those palm trees and not go, hey, that's from a mad, 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 mad world.
Yes. Yeah. Right. No, you're absolutely correct. Yeah. What the hell are we talking about today?
We are talking all the big and all the small today. So,
big and small. Okay. Yeah. I fit into both of those categories all at once.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we are talking, first we're just going to talk about the real revolution that's coming, all the EV trucks that are coming out. And I already saw someone starting in, Cybertruck is not a real truck, please. Its specs are better than all the trucks we're going to talk about here.
Wow. So, well, there you have it.
People just don't like the looks, and that I can understand. I get that.
Yeah, well, it's it's out of the Mad Max movies, for goodness sake.
There's nothing. Although if you saw it with the tool rack on the lithium refining, because I kept saying mining. Words are hard, people. Words are hard. The refining breaking ground there with the tool rack. Elon did say that's not something that they're going to build, but they have many attachment points so people can build those, and that. I think that's going to be a big thing with the Cybertruck, are all the add-ons you can put onto it. So
sure, just like a Hummer.
Only not 9,000 pounds, hopefully.
Well, you never know. Yeah, you never know. Is that a lightweight? Is that a lightweight alloy metal that they've invented, or?
No, but I mean, I just don't think it's going to be. I hope it's not 9,000 pounds. It's not even a thing. I just hope it's not 9,000 pounds, because we went through the weight thing the other day, you and I, on the weights of EVs. And this show is going to counter most of that here.
Wow. Wait, I want to share something with you. Look at this.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
You
down
saw
in LA at the museum. Yep.
Okay.
Went down to the museum in LA, and they have a rope there, but I still leaned over and touched it. I don't know. Igor may have had more interaction with it than I did, because I just went and touched it, even though they said not to.
Are you telling me that the Cybertruck is really just a museum piece?
No, that was the introduction Cybertruck.
Gotcha.
So there's so many of them, Ray. There's so many of them out there. I don't send you all the videos because you'd get tired of it, but there's so many different prototypes out there, and we're starting to see consistencies now. So we think we know it's actually going to end up looking like.
Okay. Is it going to look like a Chevy Silverado?
It is not,
Okay.
because the Chevy Silverado looks like this.
It looks like a regular Chevy Silverado.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm not sure what the you can't see my mouse. I'm not sure what the bottom grill piece is. I don't know
Yeah.
what air vents. So that's just decoration, I guess. But it looks like it's opening up the same way the F-150 Lightning does. So the whole front will open up.
Yeah.
Which is a rumored change on the Cybertruck. No one has seen it opened yet, but there have been changes to sort of to look like the Cybertruck may also be opening fully from the front and not just a flat lid.
Can I ask a silly question? I wonder how much money it would save them if these vehicles didn't have a frunk. If it was just a solid piece and you didn't.
I don't know. Well, I mean, if it was solid, I think that would obviously cost more money. But
I mean,
but you know, like if it's not open,
solid in the sense that you don't have hydraulic arms and everything else to hold it up in place. That's solid, like it just doesn't open.
But you'd still need to get to the headlights and things to change them, so we'd still have to open at some point, right, to get in to be able to change those kind of things.
I guess so. Although I do recall many years ago, early in my career, there was a Chevy product or a GM product that in the 6-cylinder engine you actually had to unhook the motor mounts and jack the engine up so you could get to the number 6 spark plug.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've had lots of bad designs in cars over the years.
I mean, what the hell's the difference is if you have to take the front wheel off so that you can get to the headlight housing.
Yeah, it's I've seen lots of bad ones. I know that some people think the Cybertruck is one of those bad designs, but yeah, I've seen some stuff. So let's talk Silverado.
Okay.
So we're getting the specs here. We're getting 664 horsepower, 780 foot-pounds of torque, and 400-mile range.
Wow.
So I mean,
and so that range is based on ideal driving conditions and temperature.
Yeah, this is still so. Unfortunately, we're all still under all these stats we're going to talk about today are under the EPA stuff. So it's a little bit off. Not as much as the MPGE. That's the real thing the EPA is concentrating on. Is the MPGE is not even close to right. But the range is still going to be off. It's ideal conditions. 400 miles to me for a pickup doesn't seem great. Like this is not going to be not for me for a pickup. But I always think work. I don't think pleasure vehicle when I think pickup, except for Cybertruck, which I am buying just for pleasure. So maybe that's my duality in there. But I always think if you're buying a pickup, you're using it for work and you're hauling stuff and I know a lot of contractors and stuff. And so that's what I think of. And they do a lot of driving. And out here in Sacramento, out here in California, period, everything is really spread out. So you're driving a lot. And so if you're if you're a contractor and you're buying a truck just to haul around even lightweight stuff, say this isn't a huge work truck, but you're just hiring stuff to go from job site to job site. 400 miles isn't going to be an awful lot I mean, you can get through a day. You can get through a day in it, I guess, which is all you basically need. But
okay, so let me ask you a question. So let's say you have this Silverado EV, and it has that 664 horsepower and 780 pound-feet of torque, and it gets 400 miles of range.
Mm-hmm.
And say you want to pull your I don't know 32-foot speedboat on a trailer. How much does that cut down the range?
Well, so it cuts down the range. An EV cuts down the range roughly the same amount on an ICE vehicle versus an EV. The difference is an ICE vehicle, you have a lot more range, but your MPG, right, gets cut almost in half when you start towing stuff.
Okay, so the range could drop to 250 miles?
200, yeah, 200,
Wow.
250. It really could. It really could. So, I mean, and that's part of this too. If you're starting to tow, and the thing about these is it's not even the weight. Like the EV doesn't care about the weight you're towing. It's the
Yeah.
aerodynamics of what you're towing.
Yes.
If you tow an empty horse trailer, or
Yes.
you tow a trailer with a bunch of horses in it, it's not going to change that much on the range. It's the aerodynamics that you're just killing with this. So there's that. I mean, again, it's one of those things where all vehicles get cut roughly in half by towing. It's just that if you have a 800 miles in your ICE vehicle range,
Yeah.
you don't notice it as much, and there's gas stations everywhere. So
that's the big difference.
Yeah.
On just about every corner, except when you need one, is pretty much a gas station. And I don't think that's the case with places to charge an electric vehicle.
Yeah. No, it's not. Real quick, no, I am not ordering a Cybertruck because I ordered one on February 9th, 2020.
Wow.
So I have no need to order one.
Yeah, you already took care of that.
Yes.
3+ years ago.
Yes, over 3 years ago now.
Yes, and just out of curiosity, may I ask a quick question about that truck? That Cybertruck? Have you gotten any notices from your dear friend Elon to let you know when you might be able to expect to see that truck?
Not only have I not gotten a notice or a question about the new build, but I was not invited to the Cyber Rodeo the day after my birthday, and that pisses me off.
That should. Yeah.
I own a Tesla. I ordered within 24 hours of it coming out, and you didn't invite me? Come on now, Elon.
Yeah, I mean, really.
We need to get him on the show and have a word with him.
What word would that be?
Depends how high he is that day.
Okay. Is that a GMC Sierra EV? Is that basically the same thing as but that appears to have even more horsepower, doesn't it?
It does. So 754 horsepower, also 400 miles of range.
Wow.
$108,000.
Excuse me?
Yeah. $108,000.
Okay.
Sorry, almost 109,000.
So does that come with a home attached?
It is bi-directional, so you can charge your home.
I didn't ask that.
I know you didn't, but that's the best I could come up with, right?
So apparently the home is extra.
Yeah, maybe you could get something to go on the back there. You can cover the bed and put a bed in there, and then you could live in there.
Wow.
I'm not sure.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, so I would normally say, look, work trucks are expensive. They are,
Well, that's not a work truck.
In the $100,000 range, but yes, this is not a work truck. This is a but what do we see, right? You talk about this on your show with Zach too, that trucks sort of become the luxury market out there.
Well, no. What we said was that even though trucks are priced like luxury vehicles, they're not lumped into luxury vehicle sales, although I think they should be at the price
point.
Yeah. And what's funny is that you think about Tesla has been labeled luxury, and it's the number one selling luxury vehicle in the United States, and yet they keep lowering their prices. And so you'd be hard pressed to say that there's any real luxury vehicles out there that start below $40,000, but I believe the Model 3 does.
The Model 3, the Model 3 starts below 40,000, not much,
but it's still below. I think
I know it's classified as a luxury. I think most of us would disagree that it is a luxury vehicle. It's
Yeah.
if we could broaden out the categories, I think most of us call it a premium vehicle rather than a luxury. But I know
Or
it's classified still.
yeah, as Acura used to refer to themselves as near luxury.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love my Model 3. I don't want to say anything, but I am at no point feeling like I'm getting into a really nice luxury vehicle. You know, it's not a EQS or anything like, you know,
Would you feel like you were getting into a luxury vehicle if you were getting into one of those Lucid Airs where Lucid lost
yeah.
$555,000 in order to sell it?
I've been in a Lucid Air, and
Yeah.
yes, that is a luxury vehicle. I wouldn't pay that for the vehicle. Like, even if I had the money, like I just wouldn't pay that for that vehicle.
Yeah.
So I mean, but yes, that is actually what when you say luxury to me, yes. Get into the Lucid Air that has all the luxury feel and stuff that I think of when I think of luxury. I
Gotcha.
get into my Model 3 and I go, this is a good premium vehicle that is well built with no panel gaps. So knock it
Yeah.
off.
You got the only one?
No, like I talked to all my friends. Like by the 2021,
They figured it out.
Yeah, they had most of that taken care of.
Okay, cool.
But so back to the trucks. We have what's the next one we have? We have the Ram 1500, which is of the three so far my favorite looking one, and I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot of pushback in the comments of that, saying this one's the ugly one. But I like the different looks of the vehicles. So
I don't take this wrong when I say it, but I like the look of this one as well. It's almost troll doll lookish in that it's so ugly it's cute.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks futuristic, and I don't know about you, but when I think of an electric vehicle, I think futuristic, and so I think this has a very futuristic look to it.
Yep.
Now I don't know if that comports to the utilitarian needs that one might have for a pickup truck, but most Americans don't use it for that anyway. So
yeah.
And what's one of these supposed to cost?
They not only do they not have the cost yet, they're not telling you what the range is on it yet either.
Okay.
So, but it does have a third row, which seems silly for a pickup truck to
Got
me.
a third row?
Yeah.
So it seats like 7 or 8?
Only if you're really small, I think.
Wow.
So, like, I can't. But the third row is the one that I just go, okay, that's stupid. Why would you put a third row in a pickup truck?
Yeah, why wouldn't you just
Like
make
what?
the bed bigger?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Next, we have the elusive, maybe being made, maybe not, Toyota.
Wow.
The Tacoma EV that they kind of said, they're saying like they plan to have 30 electric models by 2030.
Yeah.
So this is one that they've actually put out there and sort of announced and said, hey, look, we're going to go with this, but no timelines, no specs. But you got to mention it because.
Can I say something along those lines?
Yeah.
You know, I plan to be 170 pounds by 2030. The likelihood of that happening is fairly remote, however, because the weight keeps going up, not going down. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, as a manufacturer, you can say whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Whether or not any of that comes to reality is or to fruition is another thing altogether. So yeah, it's a great plan. Yeah, we plan to have 30 EVs by then, but you know,
yeah, we'll
wow, see. It'll be 80 grand.
Yeah, and so the difference between this one, Toyota, and the Ram is the Ram is the only one with flush door handles.
With what?
With flush door handles. See, everybody else has got these bubble door handles.
Yes.
And if you don't have flush door handles on your vehicle,
yeah.
How do you know who you're better than?
Well, you know, those flush door handles remind me of the Acura ZDX. If I remember correctly, I believe they had flush door handles, or at least flush door handles for the rear doors. And well, we all know how well that sold.
Yeah, that's true. Usually done for aerodynamics, so it actually kind of does make sense that on a pickup truck, which is
Yeah,
not aerodynamic at
to
all in
begin
any
with.
way, shape, or form,
Yeah.
that they're just like, we don't care.
Yeah, but that Ram one did look more aerodynamic than the
It does.
others.
It does. Well, it's got the closer to the teardrop shape that
It
is required for
it
that
it almost looks Santa Cruz's.
It does. It
Yes,
does
it
look
looks
like
like
the
a
Santa Cruz a little bit.
yeah, a Hyundai Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
So is that really who you want to be copying?
No, yeah. Well, I mean, they can do better specs, hopefully. There's another pickup truck. We'll see how that goes. But on the subject of the F-150, they
Yeah,
opened up orders again yesterday.
yeah,
So
yeah. With any alleged time frame for when someone ordering one yesterday could perhaps expect to actually take delivery of it, or just they needed to refill the order banks for the orders that they're never going to fill.
well, they have the stop sale there for a long time. Well, for a few months.
Yeah,
So they basically just lifted that. But yeah, no real reason or no real time frame. Sorry, on when. And they now have was it 154-day supply of Mach-E's.
wow. So
that's
they
doing real
become
well.
a real popular item, huh?
Yeah. Well, when your Mach-E costs more than the Model Y, like
Wow.
guess which one people are going to buy. We have the Volkswagen Scout. Doesn't this look like a real vehicle? We'll see how that comes through. So they're doing a pickup and an SUV.
Yes.
Coming out.
I do
maybe.
remember the Scouts.
Yeah.
I do. You know. Do you recall when International Harvester made pickup trucks?
Ray, I've never even heard of them.
Yeah,
So,
they did.
no.
They did in the 70s. Yeah, 60s, 70s. Yeah, International Harvester offered pickup trucks, if I remember correctly.
That sounds like a farming company to me.
Well, it very well could have been.
Yeah.
Very well is. Oh, what is that?
Finally, you have the ever popular Cybertruck, which will not look like this. We've already seen the new renders. They had to move the lights down here.
Where
daytime
are the
running
lights? I
lights.
don't see any lights. It's got lights. Where are the lights?
Oh, yeah, you can't see my mouse. Damn it. I can't get there either. But above the trunk, you see on the side, there's lights. They had to move those down below, right above the bumper, because you couldn't see them from 180 degrees. It has the windshield wiper that a lot of people just hate. So the single super large windshield wiper. And it's going to have mirrors, which this one does not have.
Can you pull up a more recent rendering of what a real one might look like, just out of curiosity?
Let me do. Well, Elon's that he drove up in the other day,
which is a real one that at least Elon could touch.
Well, he drives it. He drives it every day. So yeah.
Good for him. Good. It's good to be the king.
Yeah. Let me see.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm reminded of that line from the movie History of the World Part 1. It's good to be the king.
Yeah.
Oh, piss boy. Oh God, one of my favorite movies. Yes,
it is. Have you seen History of the World Part 2?
I have
on Netflix.
Not. I started watching it, and I thought to myself as I'm watching it, Mel Brooks is getting old, and the jokes are even older. And I love Mel Brooks. I love his humor. I love his creativity. But I just as I started watching it, I just found it old and boring, and anything but funny.
Yeah, I had the unfortunately because I love that movie too. I had the same thing. The actors they got were not necessarily actors that I enjoyed. So
I didn't make it through. I don't believe I made it through the entire first episode, and
Nope, me neither.
I've never bothered to watch any of the others, and I even though Mel Brooks is kind of crude at times, he's got such a creative mind, and I always found him to be quite funny. But this is just not my
No.
favorite Mel Brooks stuff. Is the 2000-year-old man and the 2013-year-old man with Carl Reiner. Those are
Yes.
some of the best things ever. So this is the new.
Yeah.
This is the real, honest to goodness Cybertruck.
Yeah, so this is actually the one at the event. Oh, good, high quality image too there for you folks. We only bring you the best. So
I
if you,
got to tell you, it's still really ugly.
but you can see the daytime running lamps underneath
Yeah,
now, right above the bumper. You
yeah,
see the mirrors there on the side.
yeah. I
Then
can see the American flag behind it, so the entire thing is draped in the patriotism.
but it was yeah. When you saw it driving in, that was interesting. But
Yeah.
there's the tool rack on the back there.
Yes.
And there it is
Yeah.
again.
Well,
So yeah,
don't take this wrong when I say it, Justice. But I wouldn't give you 10 cents for that vehicle. Now I know you're
No.
about to spend a poop ton of money to get one, but that is truly one of the most hideous looking vehicle designs I have ever laid my eyes on. And I have seen some, I even sold some. There was that thing called the Pontiac Aztec. I worked at a standalone Pontiac store at that time. That was an ugly vehicle. The Stanza wagon from Nissan, where I used to tell the customers, you need to get really up close with it to really begin to appreciate it, because I didn't want them standing back and taking it all in, because if you did, you would see just how ugly it was. But if you were like right on top of it, you just couldn't tell. So yeah, I have sold some of the ugliest vehicles on the face of the planet, but I do believe that just between you and me and the 12 people that are watching, there's more than 12, that perhaps is the most hideous looking vehicle I've ever. And I'm sorry, because I know you're a Tesla fanboy, and I know you have an order for one.
I get where people are coming from on it. It's all right angles. There's no curves. It's not sleek. It's not. And I get where everyone's coming from. I understand that, but I really hope that in what is this, 2023? So in 7 years from now, that we're still doing this show, because I want to put some money down to say that people say, oh, it's boring. Everything looks like that. I'm like, oh, it's such a boring looking truck. They need to do something different, because people are going to get used to it fast. It's going to be everywhere on the road. And
well, that is truly the first electric vehicle that doesn't look like every other electric vehicle out there.
Yeah,
okay.
that is true. So that was the very, very big.
Yes.
Let's talk about the very, very small.
Oh, being a short guy, I like small things.
So these are more urban vehicles.
Okay.
And some of them call them toys, and
yes,
I'm one of them.
Yes,
because I have one of these.
Okay.
And I love it. It goes, mine goes 17 miles an hour, and I have a 15-mile range, and I get on it and I zip back and forth from the grocery store all the time. When I just need one thing, instead of driving.
Okay.
Very popular in cities, super popular in beach communities. Also unpopular in beach communities because people just leave them laying all over the sidewalk.
Leave them everywhere.
Yeah. So those people are what we call, well, I can't say the word on air, but
I would tell
poop
you
heads. They're poop heads.
Well, no, see, I would tell you it's one word, and it starts with an A, and it ends in an E.
Yeah, that was my first word too.
Okay,
but they are insane. Have you ever been on one, Ray?
Excuse me?
I didn't think so.
Yeah. Have I ever been on one? No. I've never been on one of those. No.
They're more fun than you think. Although I admit, the older I get, the more I'm like, feel like I should have some knee pads and elbow pads because I
Y-
feel
they-
like if I fall, I'm screwed.
yeah, I'm sure they're more fun than I would think.
They
But
are.
it's also less protection than I would require.
Yeah.
Um, Zach used to have like a Vespa clone.
Hmm.
Wasn't really a Vespa. It just kind of sort of looked like the
Yep.
Vespa. His was gas, but I know that they have electric ones of those.
Yep.
Um,
Those were kind of the first thing to come out where
yeah,
yeah.
and I know Zach rents them occasionally in DC because they're fun to go around the city
Yep.
in.
They're easy.
Um,
You can park in all kinds of places. You don't worry about it. Yeah.
they
I like
provide
those
you
ones
with a
too.
helmet, and they won't
Yep.
let you start it without having your helmet on. I guess that doesn't mean you can't take your helmet off once it's started, but yeah.
Yeah.
Now I
Is
would
that-
do. I will say this: when I was living temporarily in Bethesda, um, where I parked in the parking garage, this person had literally the best looking Vespa I have ever seen, and I was known to say to my son, and I believe even my daughter and son-in-law, I want that Vespa. I mean, it was just such a good looking Vespa, and I don't think I would be afraid to ride around town on one of those, although I probably
No.
should be.
Those are pretty steady. I know the Vespas are like the actual honest to goodness Vespas
Yes,
are really, really nice. There's a reason why they're so popular in Italy.
yeah.
They're really nice, good, reliable scooters.
Well, this was an honest to God real Vespa, and
They're
literally,
expensive too, though.
I know they are, but literally, I mean, even Zach saw it one time. He agreed with me. He said that is a
Yeah.
good looking Vespa.
Yeah.
And so if I, and maybe for here at the shore where I live, if I were to get rid of my car, because God knows I don't need a car. I mean, the car will be on the 21st of May is when I took delivery of the car last year. And I have a service appointment in Mount Laurel, New Jersey at Mount Laurel Mini on May 20th of this year, Saturday, May 20th at 9 a.m. for my annual low mileage oil change. And I believe when I pull up to the dealership, I will have somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,750 miles on it in a year. So if I were to ever get rid of that car, I would probably consider a Vespa. And then I would hate the fact that I considered a Vespa, say, in November, December, January, February.
But how about this, Ray? Would you consider a self-balancing unicycle?
Excuse me?
I have not ridden on one of these. They look like a lot of fun. I like these little toys, and that's what they are. But they're good for urban environments. But yeah, it's self-balancing. So when you get off, it's still standing. It's not like it doesn't fall over. It's just so you just step on very carefully and then go.
That doesn't look like something for me.
No?
Because I'm pretty sure I don't know for a fact, but I'm guessing that Medicare wouldn't pay to cover whatever fractures or other incidents might befall me from having ridden on one of those.
But they're very popular.
Where?
And in city, really popular in New York and Boston and those kind of cities. These are popular everywhere. Mainly the kids are on these.
Yeah.
I have it is also self-balancing, which means it doesn't fall over while it's on.
It means
but doesn't mean that you
yeah. So what you're saying is it won't fall over. You can.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have tried this, and I did fall over.
Okay.
So yeah. So yeah, the Segway makes one of these. That's who makes the most popular version of that unicycle.
Wow.
And then you got the one wheel. This is
Gee,
the one that I want the most, Ray. This is
really?
actually one that I really do. It's at a price point that I'm unwilling to pay.
How much is it
It's between $1,200 and $1,600.
for one wheel?
Yeah, yeah, literally for one wheel. But I have
Yeah.
ridden one. I did not
Yeah.
fall off this one, and man, it flies. Like you can, and once you get the balance of it. So anyone who's done surfing or snowboarding or skateboarding,
Yeah.
skateboarding less, but surfing, snowboarding especially, this is easy. Like this, it's just a natural sort of feel.
When I was a kid, maybe 11, 12 years old, maybe 13 years old, I got a skateboard. Okay. And we're talking about in the early 60s. So skateboards were a lot cruder then.
Yeah, they're small. They were a lot smaller.
Yeah,
than they
and
are
especially
now.
when it came to the wheels and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But I was pretty good on it. And my mother, God rest her soul, said, "Well, I'd like to try that." And she did, and she fell and she broke her wrist. And her own damn fault for getting on it and trying it. And the next thing I knew, it was in the trash because she realized
That's fair.
dangerous.
Sure.
They're dangerous, and she threw it out. And I guess the point of this story is that one wheel thing that you balance on that flies.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, you are just broken bones waiting to happen.
I don't. So I have friends who have them, and they've never fallen off. I know, one wheel causes a lot of injuries, and I will say that is for people who don't practice and don't know it. I mean,
where does
again,
one go to practice? What, a mattress factory? So when
a
you
parking
fall down,
lot, and
hurt?
you don't have to go. It's not full speed all the time, right? You control the speed, so you start off. I don't want to say slow because that is how you fall is by going slow. It's like a bicycle, right? People fall off and get injured on bicycles all the time too. They've just been around long enough that we don't go, well, you're stupid. You shouldn't be riding a bicycle. But like a bicycle, you can control your speed. You don't have to go flat out, though you should go a reasonable speed to keep your balance.
Yeah. But I'm still confused. Like when you fall.
Well, you should be here in California. You're required to wear a helmet, and as I said, I would be doing.
I was going to break my head. I'm thinking I'm going to break a leg, break an arm, break a hand, whatever.
Probably just. I mean, it's mainly knees and elbows that you got to protect on those things.
Who needs them?
But this I think is more up your speed here.
Yes.
Up your alley, more your speed. Something in there. Words are hard again. This is an enclosed e-bike. So it's an electric bike. It's under $2,000 in a lot of cases. All of them are under $5,000 that I've seen. I'm sure you can get super expensive ones, but so it's an e-bike, not a golf cart, because they are operated a little bit differently.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I know you've seen the e-bikes. They're also littering your sidewalks all over the place. So one of those with just 4 wheels and then a little enclosed thing, you can just zip around town, come back. You can charge it with a home charger.
That seems like a much better value than that one wheel thing for $1,200 to $1,600.
Yeah, there's a reason why I don't have the one wheel. It's just too damn expensive. But yeah, like if you were really in a situation where you wanted to sort of get out of the vehicles and you still just needed to run to the grocery store, say you're in a retirement village in Florida, this would be...
That would never happen.
Yeah,
not for me.
Yeah. But that's the kind of thing. My problem.
I don't want to hang around that many old farts.
No.
Okay, I do not.
You. Yeah. My problem with this is it's not as parking friendly as all the other things we're talking,
Yes.
because we're talking about urban mobility on the small
Yes.
stuff. So in urban mobility, like, where the hell are you going to park this? You have to almost park in a parking space. So
Yes.
that kind of defeats that purpose to me. Like where the one wheel and the skateboard and the self-balancing units, like you can just pick the half those you can just pick up and take with you. Others you just lock to a bike rack or a tree, or if you've rented it, you just drop it wherever you have stopped, in the middle of the sidewalk, middle of the
Yeah.
street, in the lobby of a hotel, wherever. You just get off of it, drop it onto the ground, and walk away. Apparently,
I'm pretty sure out of everything that we covered so far today, that an electric version of a Vespa would be the closest thing that I could possibly see myself on. To drive the mile that I have to go to the grocery store. But I just don't know how much I would appreciate that in the winter time.
Yeah.
Down here at the seashore.
But
in the summer, it's a fun way to go. Yeah. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is the trike version too. So
I like that.
There's no, kickstands, and you're not worrying about that.
I like that. For someone like me, that is like the poor man's version of a Can-Am.
How about one of these ugly things?
What is that?
Also a trike. It's a tricycle, but it folds.
I don't think so.
You can carry it with you. Yeah, that thing's ugly.
Yeah.
And then there's the ever popular Segway with the handlebars that almost nobody has anymore.
Yeah. Didn't the inventor of the Segway die when he lost control of his Segway and he went over a cliff or something?
I doubt that, but I don't know. That sounds like one of those urban legends things.
I believe,
but I don't know. Like that could very well be true. I don't know it.
I believe he passed away in a Segway accident. If I'm not mistaken. So you ain't getting me on a Segway. But
his name was really reported by the BBC. Yeah, he died in a scooter cliff fall.
See, I don't make this stuff up. I store all this nonsense in my head for shows like this.
He was 62, and there was a dog walker, and he tried to avoid the dog who was kind of going rough, and and veered off.
Went over a cliff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You gotta hate when
okay.
Happens. Yeah. So I'm thinking that tricycle type Vespa looking thing, that could be me, and I just need a good winter coat.
It was not Dean Carmen. It was Jimmy Hesselden. So it was who was one of the heads of Segway.
Okay. Well, I knew somebody from Segway.
Yeah. No, he was one of the heads. So that did happen. It was not. It was not the other person though. So that's where some of the confusion came in. But 100%, that sounded like an urban legend of the kid from the Goonies is dead, and Macaulay Culkin ate himself to death, and whatever, all those other things that come through. But apparently that's true.
Well, there you have it. Every now and then, I can come up with some information that makes you wonder why I would even know it.
I had never even heard that, so that's and that's interesting. So basically, the moral of that story is, if you're on a Segway, and there's somebody in your path, just
run them over,
run their ass over. Just,
that's the moral of that.
And just keep going. Yeah, that's what I take away from it. I don't know what you take away from it, Ray.
No, that's exactly what I took away from it. Yeah. I'm thinking to myself, that dog has tire marks. Okay, by the time I'm done.
Oh, the dog.
Yeah.
Now,
The
see, Ray,
barking
I was
dog.
going to run over the person. I think
Oh,
you
okay.
cross a line if you run over the dog. Like
I don't
running
know,
over the person is fine. But
but here's something I need to share. Um, Here's another urban legend. Lucid will make money.
yeah,
Now, thank you, J Mac. We
yeah.
all needed a good laugh, and certainly that is one.
Oh,
Yeah,
and the Fisker got delayed
you're
several
kidding.
months now. Yep.
They haven't
For
been able. They haven't been able to
software issues.
recycle. Oh, they haven't. I thought maybe they weren't able to recycle enough crap out of the ocean to make these things.
No, it's so it turns out the software is just not working.
Oof.
And it's very buggy, so now they've delayed it again.
Well, I understand in the tech sector, a lot of people have been losing jobs. So there could be enough software engineers out there that might be able to actually help Fisker with those issues.
Yeah. Look,
Maybe.
I don't want to put software people down because we, like CarEdge, we have amazing ones.
We
But
do.
I think about places like Twitter,
Yeah.
where you lay off 80% of the workforce
Yeah.
and nothing else about the company changes. The platform just keeps going on. And you go, maybe they weren't doing much.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not the people you want to hire.
Perhaps.
But there are great software engineers. And if any of our people at CarEdge are watching, you do
We
not
love
belong
you.
into that
Yeah.
category. We know how hard you work.
Yes. Absolutely.
Shout out to Hannah, who I work with. She's one of the hardest working people I know, and JP.
Yeah.
They do amazing jobs. So I'm not talking about them, but there are lots and lots of these jobs, and they have live streamed their day at their jobs before, Ray.
Yeah.
And if you've never seen those videos of them live streaming at Twitter and Facebook what they do all day, here's a surprise: it's nothing.
Okay.
It is,
you know what I'm about to do?
go eat a bab or something, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's definitely
lunchtime.
encroaching on lunchtime here.
That's right. All right.
Yeah. So
we got a fun show coming up on Friday. No Justin, as he is expecting his wife to give birth.
Yeah, someone's having a baby.
Yeah, someone's having a so little Daniello is due anytime now.
Wow.
So we will have a special episode on Friday of Justice's Pet Peeves.
Okay. Okay, I can't wait.
Yeah, I want your take on some of these. So tune in then. Everyone have a great day. Thank you for being here. As always,
Thanks,
Ray.
everybody.
It's fun.